Hey guys, it's TEW2013 Maxwell here, and welcome to a special Friday video. Today we're going to be looking at my TW save. I've been doing casual just for fun, and I felt, it'd be nice to share my kind of ideas and how I progressed with the WWE and my booking of the Royal Rumble all the way up until Summerslam of 2015 to see just basically how I would like WWE to go, and obviously how different it's going to be in real life. So you can see here, I'm still a national company. I did go up to an international company, but unfortunately with the wrestling industry in a massive slump, we kind of had a lot of our shows affected, lost a bit of pop and back down to national, but we're still safely #1 company in the world. The money's good. We'll look at the financial situation later on. Prestige is high at 97. Our momentum's sitting at 80, so that's really good as well. And you can see I've still kept NXT, but it was Superstars, but I changed it to NXT. I've got a brand split. Basically the way it works is main guys are on Raw, the main wrestlers are on SmackDown. NXT's people I don't have ideas for, or just people I need to face each other. I'll have a couple of seasoned pros on there, I'll have a couple of up and coming stars that aren't good enough, or too good for development, sorry, but not quite ready for a storyline. Put them in matches together, hopefully the developing stars can get a performance increase, they can develop their technical skills, improve that, and overall be a better performer. So when they're ready to come at the main roster properly, they'll be better with a better pop and have better stats. So that's basically the way with the brand split. We'll talk more into that later on as well. We're just going through every kind of screen and all that just to kind of talk over it, and eventually we'll get to the history and whatnot. So first and foremost, we'll go with the roster, the guys we've brought in. So we've got ACH, he's on NXT. Get Adam Cole. I'm going to quickly skip through a lot of it because there is a lot of people here. Adam Copeland's in as a GM, Alan Pierce, Adrian Neville, Aiden English, AJ Lee, AJ Styles, we brought him in, Alex Kozlov, Alex Riley, Alex Shelley, Alexa Bliss, Alicia Fox, Alison Kay, Arn Anderson, Athena, Austin Aries. We get Hamada, she's in. We've got Bad News Barrett, who's a main eventer on the SmackDown brand. We've certainly pushed him. You also notice we have a massive roster. I just keep signing people. I just want this to be the only company in the world, and I want to kill off every other company eventually. Managed to kill off, I think it's the Kai and Tai Dojo and somewhere else. So 2 companies have been bought over. You get Barbie Blank, she's black. We've got Becky Lynch, Beth Phoenix, Biff Buzik, Big Cass is waiting, and Enzo coming up from development. We've got Big E, Bo Dallas, Bobby Fish, Booker T, Bray Wyatt, Brian Myers, Brie Bella, Brock Lesnar, Bruno Law as a road agent, Buddy Murphy, Byron Saxton, Silly Spawning, Cesaro, Chad Patton, Charles Robinson, Charlotte, Chris Hero, Chris Jericho, and Chris Sabin, Christina Von Erich, she's part of our big stable, which you'll hear more of later, Christopher Daniels, CJ Parker, Cody Rhodes, Corey Graves, Curtis Axel, Curtis Nation. There's obviously Ua Nation, but I want to change his name up a little bit, so we've got him Curtis Nation. I just feel he's a decent talent. He's somebody we're going to work with. I think he needs more of a push, but that'll come eventually. I think he's still 28, so plenty of time for him. We've got Daphne in. We've got Damien O'Connor from Ireland. We've got Damien Mizdown, who I'll probably need to change because him and Miz is no more. Dan Engler, Daniel Bryan, Danilo Amphibio as a referee, Darren Young, Derek Moore, Dave Batista, Dave Christ is in. We've got 2 Christ brothers, Dave Finlay, Davey Richards, David Otunga, Dean Ambrose, Devin Taylor, Dolph Ziggler, Drake Wirtz, Drew Galloway, Troz, Eddie Edwards, Eden Styles, El Patron Alberto, Emil Sitokli, Emma, Eric Rowan, Eve, Fandango. So considering this is just the F, you can realise how much roster we've got. But Finn Balor, Frightmare, Goldust, Grado, Sharcell, Harry Smith, Heath Slater, Hideo Itami, Hornswoggle, Howard Finkel. I don't know why we've still got the likes of the Think. A lot of guys you want to sack, we did get a lot of announcers like Lillian Garcia and whatnot, because there's no real need for them in this. But with the relationships, I think Fink might have. Well, he's got none, so we could probably get rid of him actually. I'll just do that right now. So I've just sacked the Fink live on this video. I mean, it's just getting people out of the way, but back to this, we got Hulk Hogan, Ivelisse Velez, Jack Evans, Jack Swagger, Jake Christ, Jason Ayers, Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal, Jeff Hardy, Jennifer Blake, Jesse McKay, Jay Uso, Jim Ross, Jimmy Jacobs, Jimmy Uso, Joey Mercury, John Cena. You can see it down the side, all the relationships. So if they've got 2 relationships, well, a relationship together, it's harder to sack them, aka Cena with Nicole Garcia, can't sack Nikki Bella because of that, or Cena will go raging. So need to leave them. But John Cohen, John Layfield, John Morrison, Johnny Gargano, Kane, Casey Owens, Casey Spinelli, Kenneth, Kevin Nash, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Connor, Kurt Angle is back. I had to send Kurt, there's a reason for that, which we'll talk through when we get to the storylines and that. Kyle O'Reilly, La Sombra, Lana, me, of course, Lee Maxwell, Lex Luger, Luke Harper, Marcus Louis, Mark Briscoe, Mary Dobson, Matt Jackson, Matt Striker, Maxine, Mia Yim, Michael Cole, PSS, Mike Chioda, Mike Rotunda, Mike Tenay. I had to bring Mike Tenay in. We built a couple of different versions, announced teams up, and I felt we needed a bit more experience, so Mike Tenay came in. Mikey Nichols, Naomi, Natalia, Nick Jackson, Nikki Bella, Nikki Storm, Paige, Paul Heyman, Randy Orton, Renee Young, Rey Mysterio, Ricardo Rodriguez, Rich Brennan, Rich Swann, Ricochet, Road Dogg, Rocky Romero, Rod Zapata, Roderick Strong, Roman Reigns, like his wee face there, just the mini scene I thought I'd go with. But we're going to try and make Roman look strong, and you'll see that in some storylines as well. R-Truth, Rusev, Ryan Tran, Ryback, Sami Zayn, Santino Marella, Sasha Banks, Scott Armstrong, Scott Stanford, Seth Sanada, Serena Deeb, Seth Rollins, Sexy Star, Shane Haste, Shul Guerrero, Sheamus, Shima Ion, Shinsuke Nakamura, Simon Gotch, SoCal Val, Solomon Crow, Sonjay Dutt, Spud, Stephanie McMahon, Steve Austin, Steve Lombardi, Sting, Su Young, Sylvester Lefort, Tamina, Teddy DiBiase Jr.'s back, I had to bring him in for a wee run with Cody Rhodes, The Big Show, The Miz, The Undertaker, Triple H, Trish Stratus, Truth Martini, Tyler Breeze, Tyson Kidd, Vita Scott, Wesley Blake, and surely last but least after Xavier Woods is Zack Ryder, and of course Zack Sabre Jr. So a big roster, which covers 3 brands, plus obviously that's including all your road agents, your 40 figures, your referees and whatnot. So it is a big roster, and it is hard to keep them happy. As you can see here, with a lot of people being unhappy just because I can't use them, or because I've made them job out to somebody else. So next up is the titles. We've got Seth Rollins as our World Heavyweight Champion. He was our inaugural World Heavyweight Champion when I brought it back, it being the SmackDown brand. So he's been the champion since it was brought in pretty much before Mania, the 3rd week of February, and he's held it ever since. And his last defence was pretty much SummerSlam 2 weeks ago, so he's been the champion the whole time. I brought the Cruiserweight title back out of retirement. That happened at start of May, middle of May. There's basically no prestige on it. It was like 9 to start with, so we gave it to Atami. He had a good little run. We'll put it in Tyson Kidd, but we're really going to have to try and push Tyson Kidd with a lot of a lot of defences, because 10 prestige in this title, it's going to take a lot to build it up, or we're going to have to maybe look to retire it. Next up is the Divas title, which is held by Emma in her first title reign. We gave her a massive push, and she's doing well. Her popularity skyrocketed. So I pretty much took off Nikki Bella instantly. We didn't really use the knockouts, the knockouts, I keep thinking of the knockouts, the Divas, sorry, for a while. And then we dropped the title to AJ Lee. She kept it till April. We put the title on Natalia. I gave her a little run with it. I'm going to push Natalia back down the card. I feel the Divas are weird because there's some that are like high popularity, aka your AJ Lee's and your Paige. Then there's a big gap. You know, Natalia's, she's maybe just below them, but everyone else is like really low in pop. So I'm thinking if we put Natalia down there with them, even if she beats them, she's a good wrestler, so there's a good chance that these up-and-coming divas will gain skill points and improve in technical skills and stuff like that, and gain pop at the same time, and Natalia's basically just going to be there to just elevate people. So I thought we'll do that. It gives Emma a chance to get pushed up. She can be the first one to get properly up and take on like your AJs and your Pages, because they are phenomenal when it comes to popularity in this. The IC title we've got on Roman Reigns. Basically Ziggler starts as champion in this database, but with the brand split, the US champion and the IC were in the same brand, so Ziggler lost it to Bray Wyatt, who had been pushing strong, so he was like a good way to kind of elevate the title, although the prestige has pretty much stayed the same. He had a good run to the end of April, put it in Roman since then, 9 title defences. Basically going to make him like a kind of Razor Ramon type thing. I know nowhere near the talent of Razor Ramon, but just in terms of size around the IC title, we'll push him for a bit before we'll probably give it to somebody in the proper mid card rather than him. With our first King of the Ring tournament, which was won by the returning Patron Alberto. Unfortunately, Alberto's done nothing since, which is why we brought in Ricardo Rodriguez as his manager. Money in the Bank, I gave to Bad News Barrett. Still hasn't cashed it in, that's going to happen eventually. But at the moment we're just building him up, so when he does cash in, is it going to be the WWE title, is it going to be the World Heavyweight title? It remains to be seen, so interested where that goes. I do have a title in NXT, just the NXT belt, it's a second NXT belt, because obviously the proper development has a show as well. 51D plus, it's not too bad. Big E started as champion before we pushed him up. Curtis Axel had a run for like 3 weeks. Jay Lethal had a good run. I put it in my Sombra because I'm intending to put Jay Lethal into either the Raw or the SmackDown storylines. US title is on Cesaro. Rusev went all the way up to the end of April as champion before a return and Kurt Angle defeated him for it. He managed to reign until, pretty much the end of July before Cesaro's won it. And again, with the prestige here on like 44, Cesaro's going to have a big feud with Cody Rhodes, and hopefully the two of them can elevate the title to the next level. The tag titles, I put on the Forever Hooligans, Kozlov and Rocky Romero. They were just really over. Again, started off with the Usos, wasn't too happy with the Usos. I think it's Jimmy that keeps having incidents, and it's a pain in the ass, and I was jobbing him out effectively. Brought Ted DiBiase back, him and Cody Rhodes had a good little run for 3 months. Certainly elevated Cody Rhodes to the next level. Dropped it to Miz and Morrison because Miz was getting great ratings but wasn't really doing anything. I've split Miz and Morrison up now, so put the titles on the Forever Hooligans, but as you'll see when I go to my tag teams, there is a massive tag division that both of them will be a part of. And the world champion is Bray Wyatt. Lesnar was champion up until WrestleMania. I should have done it for the Rumble title. There is a thing for the Rumble as well here, but stupidly never done it at the time. But Randy Orton won it. He won the title, held it until the end of July, where Bray Wyatt's won it, and he's going to have a good run before maybe Bad News Barrett wins it, or maybe we give it to Cena, maybe we give it back to Orton. Is Brock Lesnar going to come back? All remains to be seen in the upcoming months. Creative meetings next, I guess. We'll see our franchise players are Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, and John Cena. The worrying thing is, Bryan's okay at 34 and Orton at 35, but Cena's 38, Jericho's 44, and Angle's 46, so it's not a young roster, and if they retire, that pretty much screws us. The next big thing is went for Paige, Adam Cole, Barbie Blank, Ivelisse Valdez, and Sienna Sanada. So it just shows you how good Paige could be. I'm going to put a mega push on Adam Cole. I think if we can get him as a massive star at like 28, 29, that's the cornerstone of this company for the foreseeable future. Hot prospects, Barbie Blank, Curtis Nation, Emma, Paige and Naomi. Disappointing with that is 4 of them are divas, but we'll try Curtis Nation. I said I'm going to try and push, and we'll see what happens with them. Best promo workers, top to top, Triple H, Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan, Chris Jericho and John Cena. The showstoppers, Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho. Ring generals, Daniel Bryan again, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels and Cesaro. The guys that I've got in a wave of momentum after SummerSlam are Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Bad News Barrett, Dave Christ and Alex Kozlov. With no momentum whatsoever, Goldust, Brie Bella, David Otunga, Tamina and Zack Ryder, as you would expect. Time decline, Taker's 15 years past his prime, Sting's 12 years, Kane 11, Chris Jericho 9 and The Big Show is 7 years past his prime. All guys are going to look to job out. Maybe give Taker a couple of big matches because he's only just come back. This mod has him on hiatus till just before SummerSlam, so he missed WrestleMania, but he came back at SummerSlam, and you'll see how his match went when we're reviewing the history. And finally, Hidden Gems, it says I should look at Aaron Draven, Kenny Lush, Rob Echoes, Robbie E, Chris Mardesky we've had and we've released him again, so he's been released like 4 times now by WWE, and Cliff Compton, formerly of the WWE. Chemistry, you see there a lot of chemistry matches here, whether they're great or bad chemistry. The weird ones that came up was Rusev has bad chemistry when being managed by Lana, which was bizarre. And the other one was Cody Rhodes has awesome chemistry when being managed by Lana. So the way that worked out, I just went, okay, I guess we'll put Lana with Cody Rhodes, and you can see there Adrian Neville is now with SoCal Val because somehow that works. God knows how, so that's just that. As regarding opponents, there's plenty there that are good and bad. Bad and as bad, it's good with Bo Dallas. Big E's got a good chemistry with Chris Hero. And then you get awful ones like you'd think you'd deal with Sam and Luke Harper, but nothing with them. Swagger and Jericho, poor chemistry. It's weird, you get a lot of different mixing matches in this mod, so that's what it is. And you look at this and you know who to make face each other and who to avoid facing each other. Like Truth and Miz was a strange one. They don't have any chemistry, you'd think they would. But then again, Truth has good chemistry with Finn Balor. Strange, but it is what it is. So that's that. The product hasn't really changed. I'm not going to lie, I haven't touched it. The only thing I've changed is I think we have a higher match ratio at events, and the matches for the main events go longer on at events. Sorry, so I go 8, 15, 25 there, and 5, 9, 18 in TV. Everything else is the same. The data check's fine, no problems. It does its job, keeps us happy. It says it means the wrestlers are rated more on popularity than performance. Fans will expect all wrestlers to be packaged with a proper gimmick. It will attract fans who are not likely, will attract fans who will not like highly risky gimmicks. What's in my mouth there? Will attract fans who like their gimmicks to be simple. Will attract fans who will not get subtle gimmicks. Will mean the fans who will expect to have storylines to follow, which is a massive pain. Will attract fans who won't be keen on high risk matches. So there's been very few gimmick matches, I'll say that. Most matches have been kept to just traditional matches. I've had the odd cage match in that, but no Hell in a Cells yet. That pay-per-view is coming up, so who knows. Fans will be put off by highly risky angles, but favourable towards getting sponsorship. It will allow WWE not to be rocked by industry changes. I think that is happening. And I mean the Young Lions system will not be taken into account at any time. Teams, as I said, the big tag team division. We've got Blake and Murphy. We've got the Briscoe brothers. We've got Dominance, which is basically the Ascension before Victor came in and Kenneth got sacked. Basically, Victor was really poor, and Kenneth being on 28, 29 in TNA as Bram. Good potential there, so we've brought him back. We're going to push him with Connor. Once they get to a good position and good popularity, Connor will get slowly job down the card, and we'll give Kenneth a good push. Get Forever Hooligans, that's the tag champs, Kozlov and Romero. We've got the Fortunate Sons, Curtis Axel and Ted DiBiase, since Cody Rhodes get pushed up. The franchise players, Darren Young and Curtis Nation, since Titus O'Neil's gone. We've got the High Rollers, Jake and Dave Christ. Jericho, I'll put them actually as inactive now because Jericho's a heel, so they are no longer there. And the same with Miz and Morrison, because they split up. We've got the Motor City Machine Guns, we've got Red Dragon. We've got the American Wolves. We've got the Legionnaires, Marcus Lewis and Sylvester Lefort, doing their job down in NXT. We've got the Major Broskis. We've got the New Day version 1, because Xavier Woods is still in NXT and hasn't been pushed up, so Kofi and Big E will do random stuff together. I don't really have plans for either of them. We get the Usos. We get the Vaudevillains. I'm going to try and push because I don't know, I love the act in NXT. I think it's brilliant. We get the Young Bucks. Your New Heroes, which is Shima Ion and Xavier Woods, just put them together. And Ziggler and Swagger, we'll put that as occasionally because they're not a proper tag team because Ziggler is in this feud with Jericho. Now the history part. Now this, as you can see, I've booked a lot of shows, 104 to be exact, running 3 shows a week plus the pay-per-views. It seems like it's a lot, but NXT is a piece of piss and get done in no time. So I'm just going to really rumble through the pay-per-view results. So you start off on our first pay-per-view, which was the Royal Rumble. We had Ryback defeat Goldust, we had Rhodes and DiBiase defeat the Usos for the tag titles, we had Sting defeat Dave Bautista, Brock Lesnar defeated John Cena to retain the WWE title, and Randy Orton won the Royal Rumble. Now that was only a 76 in that main event. If I'd have maybe changed the position of that with, say, Lesnar and Cena at the main event, I'm thinking we could have got a higher rating, but it's one of the ones because there's a lot of mid-carders and whatever in that match, it will suffer as a result of that. And that's why, it's only a 79B, but decent nonetheless. Next up was the Elimination Chamber, with AJ Lee defeat Nikki Bella for the WWE Divas title. We had Kane defeat the Big Show. I'd love to see that match. It was a bit of sarcasm there. Rusev defeated Sheamus to retain the United States title. We had the Rhodes and DiBiase defend the tag titles against the American Wolves, the Dudley Boys and the Usos. Seth Rollins defeated Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, Luke Harper and Dean Ambrose in a 6-man Elimination Chamber match for the inaugural World Heavyweight Championship. We then had Daniel Bryan defeat Cesaro. That was some feud at the time. Randy Orton defeated Bray Wyatt, and in the main event, Brock Lesnar retains his title against John Cena. John Cena just couldn't get that elusive 16 world title win. I think I'm about 15 in this. I don't know, the data doesn't quite add up. I think he might be in 14 title reigns, but we'll see. I do have plans to go him versus Orton to have the same amount of title reigns, and then the winner of that match obviously is the most. I was kind of hoping to go have both of them at 16 each, and then the winner of that match to be the 17th champion would be the greatest wrestler of all time. That's a bit way down the line the way title reigns are, and I like a long title reign. I've been known in EWR especially to give CM Punk yearly title reigns before, so don't be surprised if you see a yearly title reign at one point. WrestleMania, we had Dolph Ziggler defeat Ricochet, we had Rusev defeat Chris Jericho to retain his title, we had Bad News Barrett in Money in the Bank defeating Jeff Hardy, Sami Zayn, Kane, Luke Harper and The Miz. We had Rhodes and DiBiase defeat the Real Americans, the Dudley Boys and the American Wolves this time to retain the tag titles. AJ Lee defeated Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres and Paige to retain the Divas title, with Steve Austin return to defeat Dean Ambrose. We had Roman Reigns look strong by going over Batista, with Sting defeat Triple H. Bray Wyatt defended the Intercontinental title against John Cena. Daniel Bryan lost in a 30-minute Iron Man match to Seth Rollins. I got a 90 rating, which was good, and then your main event only got a 74, so again if I'd have swapped him round it'd have been awesome, but because of the way it went, Randy Orton won the world title, then he gets the confetti and whatnot, so that kind of hyped up a bit much. But the match was disappointing on a 74, but still happy with that. Next pay-per-view was Extreme Rules. Again on a 77B here, we're kind of getting rocked by the industry changes now. We had Tyson Kidd and Ricochet defeat the Usos in the pre-show, and then we had Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler and Jeff Hardy, and Bad News Barrett, defeat Luke Harper, Kane, Mark Henry and Dave Batista. Natalya defeating AJ and Paige for the Divas title. So we had Kurt Angle return and defeat Rusev for the United States title. Miz and Morrison defeated the Real Americans, the Young Bucks, and Rhodes and DiBiase for the tag titles. Roman Reigns defeated Bray Wyatt for the Intercontinental title, a disappointing 60 rating there, which I'm not happy with. Randy Orton defeating Brock Lesnar to retain the title, this time gets an 87 rating, you explain that one. And then Seth Rollins defeats Daniel Bryan and Chris Jericho to retain his title, and get a solid 84 rating there before your main event only got a 72, which was John Cena defeating the debuting AJ Styles. So next up was Payback, and this was a really solid show, an 85 plus B plus here. We had Dean Ambrose defeat Tyson Kidd, we had Dolph Ziggler defeat Adam Cole. Excuse me. We had Roman Reigns defeat Luke Harper to retain the Intercontinental title, and Hideo Itami defeat Austin Aries to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. We had Wade Barrett looking for an opportunity. We had Natalya defeat AJ Lee, Sasha Banks and Paige to retain their Divas title, and Miz and Morrison defeat the Young Bucks to retain the World Tag Team Championships. Then another Iron Man match, this time between Kurt Angle and Rusev, with Kurt Angle winning 2-1 to retain the US title. Because I'd used the Rhodes versus Bryan 4 times, I couldn't use it at the pay-per-view, so I had to make it Cody Rhodes and Goldust defeating Daniel Bryan, which only got a 64. Cheers Goldust, I'm sure they two would have drawn perfectly together. We had Batista going angry, with Cesaro challenging Seth Rollins for the title, which got a solid 79 there. It was unsuccessful. And then your main event, Randy Orton defeats John Cena, AJ Styles and Bray Wyatt in a fatal 4-way steel cage match to retain the title, and I got a solid 85, but a great rating there. You see there a promo by Bray Wyatt at 98. You can see why we've put a lot of faith in Bray. Next up was the King of the Ring. I'm pretty sure that's right. Yep, King of the Ring was the June pay-per-view with Kurt Angle defeat Rusev to retain his title. That was a first round match. We had Bad News Barrett defeat Christopher Daniels to give him more of a push. Then Triple H welcomes back El Patron, and he defeats Dolph Ziggler in the semi-finals. Miz and Morrison defeat the Young Bucks again in a good routine match. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins form an alliance before they get their fatal 4-way match, as Seth Rollins defeats Cesaro, Cody Rhodes and Daniel Bryan to retain his World Heavyweight title. Because the new age of the fall, has risen. After seeing a picture on Twitter, and it was Luke Harper, Joey Mercury, Jimmy Jacobs and Seth Rollins. I went with a similar angle here, in a similar group. It's Seth Rollins, Solomon Crew, Jimmy Jacobs, Luke Harper and Christina Von Eri. That is my new age of the fall, and they came in to help Seth Rollins defend his title there. Hence it's only 59, so a lot of them are going to get elevated through this. El Patron defeats Kurt Angle in the main event for the King of the Ring. And then the main event, again the fatal 4-way, but no cage this time. Randy Orton defeats John Cena, Bray Wyatt and AJ Styles to retain his WWE title. Next pay-per-view was the Battleground, which was the July one, only a 79B. A lot of pre-show matches this time. Kane beating Ryback, Dean Ambrose over Luke Harper, Dominance defeating Los Matadores before they get sacked, Dolph Ziggler defeating Eddie Edwards, and the High Rollers defeating the Fortunate Sons. We had Tyson Kidd defeat Sami Zayn, Kofi Kingston, Hideo Itami, Finn Balor and Ricochet for the Cruiserweight title. Basically just a 6-way just to get the crowd hyped. Natalya defeated Paige to retain the Divas title. Kurt Angle was stripped to the US title because he's going for the World Heavyweight title, and that kind of was to get the title off him without jobbing him out. The Forever Hooligans defeated Miz Morrison, the Motor City Machine Guns and the Young Bucks for the World Tag Team title. A solid 70 rating there. Roman Reigns defeats Dave Batista for the Intercontinental title, a 66. A disappointing 53 for Cesaro, winning the vacant US title by defeating El Patron Alberto. An interview with Edge of the Fall there as well. Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy defeated Cody Rhodes and Rusev. That was just a flowaway match there, because there's no one else. A throwaway match even. John Cena defeated AJ Styles in a ladder match. And then Bray Wyatt defeats Bad News Barrett. This was the start of his push to get him up with the main eventers and Randy Orton for the World Championship again. So that's him now the champion. I think he defeated he'd have pinned Bad News Barrett there just to kind of get a title off Orton, but keep Orton a wee bit pissed. And then your main event was Seth Rollins v Kurt Angle, and that only got a 77. But still, B's happy. It's a happy rate. It's not great, it's not the end of the world, but you know, we're still a national company, and it's still decent attendance, decent buy rate, and we made good money from it. And my last pay-per-view, which was Summerslam, I've put like a couple of throwaway shows after it just to get to the end of the month, but Summerslam was a sellout, 55k at the Yankee Arena, or Yankee Stadium in New York, an 82B, with the Hideo Itami defeat Luke Harper, with the Forever Hooligans defeat the Motor City Machine Guns to retain the titles, with Bad News Barrett defeat Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns defeated AJ Styles in a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, Cesaro defeated Cody Rhodes to retain the US title, and Emma winning the Divas title by defeating Natalya, Eve Torres and Charlotte. She pinned Charlotte because she had the least overness. With the Miz defeat John Morrison. We had just a throwaway match here because of nothing for Daniel Bryan. Put him in against Finn Balor because that was going to elevate Balor. A good match between them, a 76 rating. I mean, if you think that's when Finn's a mid-carder, it's going to be like when Finn's in the main event, so really happy with that. A promo from the New Age of the Fall. Dolph Ziggler drew away Chris Jericho, basically a double count out so I can really extend this feud and want to try and get both over. Their entertainment stats are really high, but they just, when you put them in a match together, the pop just doesn't come. So I'm hoping to get that over time and benefit both wrestlers. More hope so to benefit Ziggler than Jericho due to Jericho's age, but we'll see how it goes. We had a mystery challenge, and the Undertaker returned from his hiatus to defeat Kane. We couldn't build Kane up well enough before then. We'd maybe given him 2 months of solid wins, but in the end he only got a 71, but we'll take another feud. So the problem with him is he's only on a pay-per-view deal because he's physical status, so we can't build him up in angles or anything. It has to be the other person, which is disappointing. Seth Rollins defeated Kurt Angle to retain the World Heavyweight title, a disappointing 66 between them, which I was gutted at. And then the final main event match, Bray Wyatt in a triple threat match defeats Randy Orton and John Cena. And I get an 86 to retain his title, and I get a 76 for the post-match brawl. not great, but in 182 is still decent, and it didn't lose us any popularity, just kept us at the same level. So that's just your brand split there. I don't think there's anything else I can really show there. A lot of people have not been assigned. The people that are none are kind of people I want to either push in every show, like I've done with Emma, that's how she get over so much. Alexa Bliss we're going to try the same with, but everyone else is just really, some are on NXT to get pushed, like say, most of your indie guys. And then you have a lot of people, a lot of people that aren't ready at all. Grado's not ready, Marcus Louise, etc. But they'll develop by being in matches with like Harry Smith and Kyle O'Reilly, just to name a few. Jay Lethal, these kind of people help get their technical skills up and performance skills up. So really use as an extra development. Storylines. So you see at the moment we've got Angle versus The Fall, which is Kurt Angle against Jacobs, Harper, Rollins and Crow. Make Roman look really strong. It's obviously AJ Styles against Roman Reigns to put Roman Reigns over. It's good to see both guys are fairly good at this. I'll actually check that. Success, Kurt Angle, Jacobs is neutral, Angle is fairly good, Harper's fairly good, Rollins is neutral. That's good, everybody's looking really good at that one. The Battle of Hollywood, John Morrison's looking very poor, Miz is looking very poor, but that feud's got a long way to go because they've only just turned. I need to build Morrison back up because it was a sharp face turn and they weren't very happy with that. The Return of a Dead Man has obviously just got the 2 segments because Taker's just back for the pay-per-view. Only a 72, but it's to make Undertaker look really strong. The US title, Cesaro looking fairly good, Cody Rhodes looking fairly poor. A lot of feuds, this feud still to go, a 77B for the US title. Why so serious? Bad news. Basically, with Ambrose costing Barrett the title at Battleground, Ambrose is playing the Joker gimmick, which is why it says why so serious, bad news. But it's to elevate both guys, and hopefully over the course of the next couple of months, that feud will elevate both guys to the main event proper. Wyatt goes to the title, that's been on since May, different incarnations of it. It was Bray Wyatt v Randy Orton to start with, now it's Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton versus John Cena. So Orton and Cena have really been jobbed out like nothing else because of Bray Wyatt just dominating, so maybe we need to give other guys a couple of wins and protect Bray Wyatt at the same time, but a solid ATB heat there, and Wyatt's looking really strong. And Y2J and Dolph, as you'll see here, the entertainment segments are good, but the matches are disappointing. Apart from when Jericho faced Bryan, but we get Ziggler looking good, Jericho looking fairly poor, but that's just started in that feud. Hopefully get us somewhere. Previous storylines, we've had AJ versus Cena, Bray versus Roman, didn't really last long. Brock against Cena, Bryan Cesaro. Bryan against Seth was a great feud, that was one of my first ones as well. Cesaro against Seth, started well and then just kind of filtered out and just kind of like, we'll just end this, it's not working. Cody vs Daniel was decent, Jericho Rusev started okay, but really just to elevate Rusev. Jericho Seth was okay for January and February. Make Roman looked strong, started okay, and then it's just that, get rid of a second, it's not working. Great feud between Orton and Lesnar. Obviously Lesnar being out, we'll show that in a minute. Wyatt versus Orton was decent. Rusev versus the Americans was a good feud, I enjoyed that. Ryback versus Goldust was an early feud just to put Ryback over. Scoom for me, it's my house now, was to put a Page over AJ. Rusev Sheamus, same again, just putting Rusev over. Show Henry was a disaster, and there's a reason why Big Show's doing nothing and Mark Henry's in NXT. Sting against Triple H was good, and that filtered out because of Sting's pay-per-view thing. We had a decent feud between the Real Americans and Rhodes and DiBiase, and then finally in the 73B plus we had Cena and Bray Wyatt. So that's the storylines covered. Stables, not much. Pretty much got its 3 golf cunts and now 2 golf cunts because Victor is gone. The authority's inactive. I know Day's there, but it's not really doing anything. This is the stable at the moment. The New Age of the Fall. Christina Von Erich, Jimmy Jacobs, Luke Harper, Seth Rollins, Solomon Crow. It's been active since June 2015, and it's just to give Seth Rollins a push, but to try and elevate these other people with him as well. And if we make a proper, it's not going to let me see her profile, but if we make that a proper diva out of Christopher Von Erich without actually doing anything, just being involved with the New Age of the Fall, then it gives us more options there. And the announcers for the events, we've got Jim Ross, Michael Cole, and John Layfield. We'll just skip through that. The Raw TV show is Michael Cole, Booker T, and John Layfield. SmackDown have went for Mike Tenay and Matt Striker, and as it is a development brand, NXT has Scott Stanford, Corey Graves, and Rich Brennan. Try to push him because eventually JR's going to retire, Michael Cole's going to retire, and we're going to need to use mini Michael Cole at one point. Schedule. Nothing's really changed. As I say, just really the King of the Ring replacing the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Everything else stayed the same. Superstars is now NXT, main event, and Saturday Morning Slam are gone. I'm trying to get more TV for NXT, but I've got a show. I've literally got a channel in every continent apart from the US. Well, I say every continent, every area. Sorry, game area. Apart from the US, nobody in the US is going to touch NXT, but I've got deals for Canada, Mexico, Australia, Europe, and the British Isles, but I cannot get an American TV show, which I think may be hurting my popularity. Size, you see here, we're national. All this was up high. Great Lakes is suffering badly, so is the Mid-Atlantic and the Northwest. Everything else is fine, but we just need the industry to pick up a bit. I think it's still at 60%, and it's still falling, and the economy's falling, and the industry's hitting hard times, and we're still a good pop out. So hopefully it doesn't affect us too bad. Popularity is still high, but the importance is way downhill. And you see here, this is the popularity. A lot of places it has been up, but a lot of places it's steadily declining as well. Medical. We'll get Brie Bella suspended for 20 days, Kofi Kingston's on vacation for 14 days, Lesnar's got another 2 months and 1 week filming and movie, and then he'll be back. Damon O'Connor's out for 2 months and 3 weeks with a lot of injuries. I've got it set to medium, but I may put it up to lots, because for a big company you get a lot of injuries, and the fact we've had very few long term ones. In fact, I think O'Connor was before I'd signed them. And we've had maybe Cesaro out for a week and a couple of people out for a couple of days, but they can still work through it. It's not really been major injuries. Pre-booking, there's nothing really there. Backstage, it says 100%. It's weird because different brands have different backstage ratings. NXT's is 70, Raw's is 50 or 60 because they see a Brie Bella's and all that negative influences. But SmackDown tended quite a high backstage rating, it's been 90%, but it's definitely something that's slightly bugged, I think. Development, this'll be fun. Anyway, we've got a lot in development. We've got 2 development companies now. I've got one for everybody who's already there, and then one for just females. But we'll start with NXT. We've got Angel De Oreo, Angelo Dawkins, April Davids, Baron Corbin. We've got Bayley. We've got Bill DeMott, Billy Gunn, Billy Kidman, Brother Ray, all training others. That's why we gave Billy Ray the run with Brother Devon as well, but I thought it was best to just kind of use them to train people. Cameron, Carmella, Chad Gable, Chris Jones, Davina Fly, Drew Gulak, Enzo Amore, who's going to be massive. I mean, his pop is up to 48 now, some places it's 51. He's going to be massive, considering that's him still in development, and hopefully he can get his ring up a little bit, and then we can bring him up, because he's not got much to improve. We get Eva Marie, Grizzly Redwood, Alan Bravado, Hiromu Takahashi, Hugo Knox, Noble's training others, so is Jason Albert. Get Jessie K, get Jojo Offerman, Kalisto, Kaylee Ray, Kelly Skater, Kimberly, Lance Storm to train people, Lancelot Bravado, Lee Owens. Mark Henry's getting into shape. We get Marty Bell. We've got Marty Jannetty training others. We get Mickey Keegan training others. Mojo Rawley, Norman Smiley's training people. Robbie Brookside and Sarah Del Rey as well. Sawyer Fulton, Scarlett Bordeaux, Sean Waltman down training people. Shanna, Sean Bennett, Steve Kern training people. Summer Rae, Taylor Hendricks, Takaka Watanabe, Tamatonga, Terry Taylor training people. William Regal training them. And then we've got FF USA, which is just Fierce Females USA, just a female company as well, just to try and get, I don't know why I keep trying to get hundreds of knockouts or divas over, but as well try and make it a decent, decent women's wrestling as well. But we've got Aja Kong training people, we've got Alicia, we've got Devon training people, Cherry Bomb, Dean Malenko training people, we've got Heidi Lovelace, Justin Liga training, Kenta Kobashi training, so I've got really good experienced wrestlers training down in NXT, Levy Bates, or Blue Pants, whatever you'd like to call her, Micro, Minoru Makiba, Noelle Foley. We're going to try and push her, see how good we can turn her into as a wrestler. Becca James, we've got Rick Steiner and Rob Van Dam training people, Santana Garrett, Sarah Marie Taylor, Sassy Steffi, Chantel Taylor, Taya Valkyrie, Takushi or something that's pronounced, Violet O'Hara, Execute Sweet, and Yoko Bito as development. So that's the company we bought. That just created them myself. That development company, FFUS. And this is just an extra company just to kind of split the development because there's a lot in there. Alliances, we just have the NXT. We've got rid of the relationship with TNA, so we can raid them whenever we want. Okay, so we get Kurt Angle. There's a TV, just a 4 for NXT. We need to get that American deal. If we get the American deal, what I might actually do is with them all being 12 episodes left, once they all go, just getting NXT on YouTube just to make sure it's covering everywhere. So I think it's affecting the pop, at least in America, of the NXT talents. They can't go over if nobody can see the show. So if I get it on YouTube, then we're going to be blazing. But Raw's doing well. USA Network's picking up good ratings. You know, we're always over 8 point whatever. And SmackDown's doing okay in Sci-Fi, usually 5 point whatever. So we're doing pretty well there. Coverage, you'll see there for pay-per-view, very big, small, big, huge, and huge. So pay-per-view industry's doing well. Pretty similar, maybe a couple of mediums in that, but television doing okay as well. This coverage, we've already clocked that. My short list of people I'm just looking at is Angel Williams, Ashley Lane, Carol Anderson, Samoa Joe, Talia Madison, and Tommaso Ciampa whenever they're available. Tommaso's just more a case of giving him more time to develop, and then we'll look to bring him in. Talent trades, we don't need MD. Pay-per-view, our deals are doing fine. Company relationships, you'll see Fierce Females, Child Company, NXT, Child Company. Don't know of any other companies, so with TNA, I just really want to put TNA business, to be honest. That's the aim, so we'll just leave that as it is. Owner goals, there's none because I'm the owner. I say investments, nothing really else to invest. We've got our development, and until I've got a bit more money, we'll know what to do anything else. But the dojo is going to be next. In fact, I actually just want to quickly check that. Is there a performance center on this? We do have it. We actually do have a dojo. So I wonder when these folk are going to start coming up. That's interesting then. So maybe I won't have to make a dojo then if that's the case. If we've got a performance center in this save, that's not bad. I've learned something today. But last but not least, financially, we start off with 10 million in the WWE. We've managed to make 14 million now. So once we get to maybe like 30 or 40 million, I'll start making a couple more rash decisions. But you know, solidly making usually about $1 million, $2 million a month. Recently, it's not been as good because a couple of factors. We've been signing a lot more workers, especially development. A lot of people have been paid off and released because they're not going to be good enough. Like your Diegos, your Fernandos, people like that are all gone. So just getting rid of them off the wage bill. But ticket sales are usually pretty decent. You know, you get 3-4 million depending on where your pay-per-view is at. Pay-per-view revenue just depends on what event it is. You know, like WrestleMania drew high. Summerslam will draw high, Summer Rumble, just purely basis on their historical or legendary status. T revenue is just basically what deal we can get with the companies. We're losing a lot in that, so I need to work on getting some more TV revenue. The sponsors is decent, sorry. Merchandise okay, worker costs will hopefully eventually go down. You know, it's amazing that it's up to like 3 million, considering it was 2 million to start with. And a lot of the time you just get fucked by miscellaneous stuff and tax as well. But 24 million, can't argue with that, and that should be enough to even keep us in a decent financial position when there's a massive slump. So I may even wait towards like a massive slump in the industry, like when it's like zero popping and stuff like that, just to see how much we lose. So I'm assuming we'll lose money at one point, and to ensure we're still, you know, in a good financial shape and not looking to like go bankrupt anytime soon. But apart from that, I think that's everything covered there. The only thing else I really need to cover is just the user log. It's not the user log, sorry. Well, there's a couple of people who are ready, sorry. Heard Finkel, you've seen Sha Samuels, Hiroshi Tanahashi, sorry, Jack Gallagher, sorry, Jimmy Havoc, Joe Kofi, Kota Ibushi, the two Colognes, Damien Duke, that's what's his name, Titus O'Neil, Casey McKnight, that's what's his name, Scott Dawson. Now you just see a lot of people are coming in and incidents and whatnot. But apart from that, usual stats was the one I was looking for. So I've been here now 8 months. I've done 104 shows. Most of my best stuff was all in January, so it shows I've maybe had a detrimental effect to the company. But a 91 Raw in January, Cena versus Miz is at 93 in January, so I've not really reached that height, so we'll be able to get back up to that. Highest attendance was WrestleMania 31. I just put my reputation at greatest because it is a casual save. It's no meant to be a great challenge. It's just me wanting fun, just to see how I'd pick the WWE. The highest buy rating 8.68 with the WWE for the Rumble, and our highest TV rating an 8.51 for Raw. Apart from that, I'd say only one other thing I need to show you is just basically how everything is right now. There's going to be no end of the year awards because they started in January, so they won't come into effect next year. All the Immortals, there's been a few other added. I think it was, if I can remember off the top of my head, who's new. Kevin Nash is new. Ken Shamrock is new. Raven, I think there's another couple that are non-WWE names that have been added as well. Apart from that, Company Wars, Wheeled, TNA is in a second, but they are absolutely awful. They've no star power whatsoever. Click on TNA there, the best roster, members of the roster. Storm Anderson, Abyss and Spud, considering we've just signed Spud and he's a 4-4 guy. Gives you an idea of the company, but that roster's just absolutely terrible in my opinion, and hopefully I can buy them out at one point. Then you get New Japan, BJW, Dragon Gate, you get CMLL, Noah, ROH, All Japan Pro Wrestling, and then NXT down in 10th place. If you filter it through a little bit, we'll finally find our Fierce Females company, which is down. If I can find it. There we go, in 63rd place, just behind the ICW, so it's alright, it's just a company for knockouts and divas and whatnot to train them. And hopefully give us a strong knockouts division to take on AJ and Paige down the line, because they're young, so they'll be there for a while, and it's just a case of getting them some more talent. So that's it for this video, guys. I don't know if it'll be a regular thing. If you want to put in the chat if you did enjoy this, if you'd like it to be maybe like every time I get to a pay-per-view, or every like 6 months or whatever. But bear in mind it's TW and I go through phases means it won't be a regular schedule, it'll just be random videos at certain points and at casual times. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, please leave a like. If you have any comments or you're enjoying a WWE save yourself, put them in the comments section. Even tweet me at 21Maxwell. I love discussing TW. I'll always put screenshots of my saves and Gaiazos and whatnot about this save. And until next time, guys, this is 21Maxwell. Thank you for watching this long video. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, I'll speak to you again real soon. Bye bye.